When did someone call the cops on you, but it backfired on them? I work for Child Protective Services, and last Tuesday, I got assigned a routine welfare check on a family. Someone had called in reporting that the kids were being left alone for days. No food, no adults, just completely unsupervised. Pretty serious. I pulled up around 2 p.m., wearing my CPS jacket with my badge clearly visible. I knocked on the door, and after a few seconds, a little girl, maybe 6 years old, opened it. She looked nervous. Dirty shirt, tangled hair, holding a half-eaten granola bar. I gently asked if her parents were home, and she shook her head. "Mommy left on Sunday," she whispered. That alone had me concerned, but I heard yelling. This woman from next door came storming over, absolutely losing her mind. She was screaming that I was a kidnapper, that I was pretending to be CPS to steal children. I tried staying calm, showed her my badge, explained I was there because of a welfare call. She wasn't having it. "Nope, I've seen this scam before," she shouted. "You're not taking anyone." I told her again that I was required to assess the safety of the children and that interfering could put her in legal trouble. Didn't matter. She got louder, angrier. She was in my face, yelling that I needed to leave immediately or she'd call the police herself. The little girl started crying harder, probably terrified by all the yelling. I radioed my supervisor, told him I needed backup, both from our team and from the police, ASAP. Meanwhile, this woman whipped out her phone and started recording me, ranting that she was exposing a child trafficker. Then she called 911 and actually reported that a fake CPS worker was trying to abduct children from the house. I stayed put. I couldn't walk away from a potentially neglected child just because the neighbor didn't like it. About 20 minutes later, my supervisor pulled up, along with another CPS worker and 2 police officers. The neighbor ran right up to them, phone in hand, demanding I be arrested. She kept pointing at me, repeating the kidnapping lie. The officers took it seriously, as they should. They asked for my ID, my credentials, everything. I gave them my state license, badge, case documentation, the works. My supervisor confirmed I was on an active case and following procedure. Then the officer asked the neighbor how she knew so much about what was happening in that house. She puffed up her chest and said she was just keeping an eye out for the kids. One of the officers asked her point blank, "Did you make the original report to CPS?" She froze, said no, claimed she wouldn't get the system involved in family matters. That's when my supervisor pulled out his phone and played back the 911 recording from 3 days earlier. It was her voice, word for word, saying the kids were being left alone, that the mother was abandoning them, and that CPS needed to step in. She started stumbling over her words, saying she changed her mind and didn't think it was that bad after all. But then one of the cops looked at her and said, "Ma'am, do you know we've had multiple calls from your address about this family over the last few months?" Turns out she'd been harassing this family for a while. 5 separate CPS reports, all false. She hated that the mom was a single parent working night shifts, thought if she caused enough chaos, the family would get evicted or move. The officers arrested her right there, charged her with harassment, interfering with a government investigation, and 5 counts of filing false reports. Each one carried a $5,000 fine. Right in the middle of this chaos, the mother came home. She saw the police cars and burst into tears. She explained she'd been working double shifts to make rent. Her teenage son had been babysitting his sister during the day, but he was at school when I arrived, so no, there was no neglect, no abuse. The neighbor ended up fined $25,000, got slapped with community service at a children's shelter, and is now banned from making CPS reports without official review.